And we are live. Hello again, and thanks for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ian, and I'm joined by my beautiful buds, Harrison and Luc.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
We talk about what's going on in the nerd world, ranging from movies, comics, video games, all that good stuff. If you're a new listener here, well, we'll start by talking about what we've been up to, because,
I don't.
Well, that's why we're here to talk about it. And then we get into like some cool stuff, what's some current events, cool news, and then we jump into our main topic, which is today. Sorry, I slammed my desk there a little bit. The Xbox Series X first look thing. The quote unquote gameplay stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, that's what's gonna be happening today. So Luc,
What's up?
what's been up with you, and what have you been playing, my dude?
So I actually just started playing Legends of Runeterra maybe like a week or two ago,
Mhm.
and so that's been for like 3 days. It's all I played, and I have it on my phone, so I was playing when I was supposed to be going to sleep, and then I realized that I have no idea how to build decks, so I kind of stopped playing.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cool.
Been playing because I've played against Ian a few times,
Mhm.
and
We
I
should
think
play.
our overall record is maybe like I've won twice and Ian's won like 8 or 9 times.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
like I only just the other day figured out how you actually buy cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like God,
I
what
guess-
the biggest complaint I have with Legends of Runeterra is their tutorials are ass. They are really bad about UI, like, hey, this is how you do things. Because they tell you like in game, like, hey, this is what this ability does, this is what this like tag for a card means. But once you finish all that, I don't think they explicitly show you, hey, here's how to change your region for your card unlocks. Hey, you need to actually click show unlocked, like click not owned cards, and then you have to click the card to actually choose to buy it. I was like, oh wow, what a revelation. I can buy all these cards I need. Yeah, their tutorial was
I think
weird.
there was a point. It's been a while, but from what I remember learning how to do that somewhat.
No, they do not show
They
that.
don't? Okay. Then maybe I was just playing around a lot.
Yeah. Maybe I'm
And-
just dumb. But
I
yeah.
guess just to explain to
No,
new people.
there are like, I'm pretty sure they don't tell you like that you can just buy your own cards, or maybe they tell you, but they don't actually show you. I just kind of figured out by doing it, so I know that's
maybe.
definitely
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah, I don't know.
And for those of you listening and that don't know what Legends of Runeterra is, it's essentially just like
It's a card game.
It's a card game
based off of like if you've played Hearthstone or you've played Magic the Gathering Online or Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah,
It's a deck building PvP card game.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Mhm.
There are a few things they do. Like I mentioned, the way their card buying system works is you basically you get specific card unlocks by playing the game, and you also get shards, which I think is the equivalent of Hearthstone dust. But the big thing in Legend of Terra is you can choose to buy specific cards, and you do get card packs, but they just unlock through play. You are always able to purchase whatever card you want with in-game currency, which I think is really nice because my big issue with Hearthstone is you had to spend a lot of resources to get one card, and it was basically they forced you to basically use real world money because trying to get just one card using in-game currency just was not worth it.
Yeah.
The cards that are like the cards that you would like need to have in a deck to like make a certain deck were very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like how they do and when you progress and you get more cards, there's packs, but there's also packs that have like I think wild cards, and you can use that to like specifically buy a type of card. Like there's like the green card, so I think that's
Yeah, you have effectively commons, rares, and
commons, rares.
legendaries,
Yeah,
and you through just playing the game, you will eventually get these wild cards that will just one for one unlock a specific card of that tier,
instead
which
of
is really
purchasing with green
green shards.
charts. Yeah,
Playing this, it's much more adjacent to Magic than it is
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone. Thank you. Yeah, it's much more Magic adjacent than it is Hearthstone. But yeah, so you are enjoying it then?
Yes and no.
Mm.
Like I said, I don't know how to build decks, so I just kind of throw things together. And so I generally lose if I'm playing against another person.
Yeah.
So I think like the majority of my time so far has been me playing against bots while I try out new decks. And so I'm still like progressing, I'm still unlocking stuff, and so that's where I'm finding fun, is just unlocking stuff. But
Nice.
I doubt I would have a lot of fun if I just sat down and only played against other people, unless I was following someone else's guide on how to build a deck, which I've been trying to figure out how to build a deck because what I'm trying to go for, I have 3 decks I juggle between, and the synergy just probably isn't there. But just playing against bots is fun for me for now.
Nice.
And the bots are actually pretty good to a point, because I was testing out a deck, and it's not just like like in Hearthstone they have certain classes, and those decks are always almost the same whenever you play a bot. But here they have a lot of variety, or at least it feels like there's a lot that you can just throw at you, and even no matter what, it's actually kind of different every time almost.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bot system's pretty good so far in my opinion when just testing out decks, because sometimes I've gotten to a point where I just kind of test out a deck in normal gameplay versus ranked, because you leave ranked with like your decent decks that help out a lot. So
yeah, you've been playing a lot of ranked, haven't you?
Yeah,
Harrison. Yeah, I think it's funny because I think we like span pretty much the 3 like corners of Hearthstone, where Harrison's like ranked, Luc is on the bots, and then I'm on the expedition mode or whatever.
Wait, did you mean Legends of Runeterra and not Hearthstone?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Legends of Runeterra. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was
How,
funny.
how are the? I have, I think, 2 or 3 expedition tokens, but I haven't actually gone on one yet.
It's really interesting. It's I've never played. I don't know if Magic has a version
They do
like that. I've never played it, so I don't know how it is. But I have played Hearthstone's Arena, and this is a lot different than that, which is kind of surprising. So you start off building a deck by choosing sets of like 3 or 2 cards at a time, and so it will be like, and they'll be part of like a set. So it'll be like 3 Demacia cards or 3 Ionia cards and so you choose between those, and sometimes they'll mix and match. It just kind of depends. But yeah, so you're building a deck with those, and then you go into trial 1, and there's like 7 trials. And so you go into your first trial with your deck, and you either win or you lose. And what's nice is for each like trial, you get a chance to you get 1 loss, right? So
Yeah.
if you lose twice in a row, you're out. And then you just get your rewards for however far you made it. But so it's a little easier than Hearthstone's Arena mode, because in Arena you get like 2 losses or 2 or 3 losses combined out of like 10 matches or something like that, and then if you lose 3 times, you're out. And what's really cool about the trials is that, so after you finish your first trial, if you win it, if you lose, actually, if you win or lose, I think you get a chance to add cards in. So they give you more like sets of 3 or 2 cards. And then there's like a shopkeeper type thing where you get to like trade out cards for other cards. So once you get far enough into it, like round trial 5, 6, and 7, you get to like have a pretty. You start off with like maybe a hodgepodge, but then you get to like really like nail down a deck archetype, which is really interesting. And I made it to the 7th trial on my second run. I think for 1 token you get 2 expeditions. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was like a one-time thing or something. But I used 1 like expedition token. I got 2 tries at it because my first one I only got to like round 3 or something. But my second one I got to round 7. And I got completely obliterated by a frostbite deck. It just absolutely cornered me at like every.
Were you playing a
inch.
Noxian deck?
No, I was playing mostly Demacia. I had the win condition. I had a couple of Fioras with the barrier +3. There's a card that gives your champion or your card barrier and +3 attack. And Fiora, when she levels up, she gets a when she kills an enemy, she'll like kills 2 enemies, she levels up if she doesn't die, and then she kills 2 more and you win the game. And then my other win condition was I also had Cythria, the big Cythria, the 6/6.
Yeah.
That adds +1/+1 and fear to all your people. So those were like my 2 kind of like ways to close out a game. And I just got like Frostbite just wrecks you.
Trying to get your Frostbite deck, but just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It's wow, because you just don't get to play the game. It's literally blue from Magic. That's what it is. Oh, I just made this connection. Frostbite's literally blue from Magic because you don't get to attack. You don't. Your cards, there are cards where it's like, if a card has 0 attack, it dies, and you're like, well, there goes my Frostbite. There goes my whole board.
I've been reading. A lot of people consider Ionia to also be just the like anti-fun deck.
Oh, really?
Because Ionia packs a lot of elusives.
Yeah.
And then
can't do much.
Especially if you're a Magic-heavy deck, Ionia cards always are like deny, which is just like you can counter any Magic
spell denial. Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah. So it's interesting. In the expedition, it's kind of changing a little bit, but in the expedition, I saw somebody have a Maokai, but on the unlocking system where you unlock regions and stuff, I didn't see a Maokai in any region.
No, he's a Shadow Isle, I think.
Is he?
I believe so.
Okay, maybe I'm just blind then. I don't know.
I think I just got him.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. I think he's that.
Weird.
I know it, at least because I've been unlocking Demacia, Shadow Isle, Noxian, and what's the last one? It's one other one. I don't remember. But
there's the deep decks.
Bilgewater.
I haven't worked on that. I need to. I want to.
That's I think hopefully because in Magic I always liked the green decks where it's like just giant big creatures.
You just stall for 7 turns and like, okay, I get the win.
Yeah, thick boys. Yeah. And that's exactly what deep cards are. It's all just like +3/+3 to this card when it's deep. So now it's a 3/3 or a 4/4 becomes a 7/7 or an 8/8.
Yeah, I fought one deep deck, and I was just like, "This is actually terrible." My fucking god.
Yeah, and I like Nautilus was like my main champion in League of Legends, and so it's and he's the deep champion basically. So it's like, oh yeah, this is everything I wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah,
fun game. I like it. Free. Download it if you
download. Yeah, I mean,
if you like card games, go for it. Yeah,
it's really interesting. I think at first I was like, oh, this is just kind of like their own card game, it's like just a copy of things, but they actually do it feels a lot different. I've played Magic and I've played Hearthstone, and it feels different enough to where it might be somebody's jam who doesn't feel either of the other two. Like I could see it having its own platform, I guess.
If you don't want to spend so much money in Hearthstone, just go to this one.
Yeah, right.
That's basically it's just a free, in my opinion, more nuanced version of Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
With
'Cause I feel
magic
like with-
aspects.
Heavy magic influence.
Heavy magic influence, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of diversity, and I think that's why I like it the most. Is
Mhm.
if you're really into deck building or theory crafting, it's probably going to be a game that you'd really like.
So fun.
Oh yeah. You've been playing anything else? Is that kind of the main?
That's the most interesting thing I've been playing, and nothing else is as interesting.
All right, I feel you. Harrison, how are you doing, and what have you been playing, my guy?
Smasher's done. It finished like last Thursday for me, and the moment it did, I just turned on my PS4 and just went ham on Final
Oh,
Fantasy
dude.
VII.
I've been like, I'll walk out into our like living room and I'll just hear the gears spinning in the PS4, and then
Yeah.
you're like
Still
streaming it to
fly.
your computer, and I'll just be
Yeah.
like, yes, I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, so I've just been playing that. Yeah, the reason why it's like on out there and I'm streaming to my computer only because like my girlfriend's still like doing stuff and she really wants to see it. So I've been trying to do
Mhm.
I've been streaming it to her on Discord. So
Yeah.
just to keep like just because she wants to see it, she's like super interested in it in
Yeah.
the game. So
How's that? Is that like? How's Discord's like? I've never like used Discord's thing like
it's not
that.
bad.
Is
It's
it-
pretty good.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, we use it to stream like movies and stuff too, just to make it easy.
Mm.
So I think it's pretty good so far. Well, I'm the
Nice.
because I'm the one doing it, so I can't like for her. She says it's fine,
Okay.
but I don't know like if someone were to like actually watch it full screen and all that, how it would look. I don't because
Right.
I'm like me streaming it to my computer is like okay. It's okay. Like versus I could be playing on the TV and it looked way better. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
but just been playing that. I think I got there. I'm at 14 hours now, I believe. Yeah, when last time I was talking about, I think I was like half that.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
yeah, because I think I've stopped at like chapter 5 or 6. Now I'm like on chapter 9, something like
Damn.
that. Yeah, it's really good so far. I like it. Like
Nice.
trying to take my time, and like do all the side quests and all that, just because I
Right.
think I read somewhere it was like you should do that if you want to try to get certain materia. So
Mm.
I just started doing that. I think I fought. Yeah, I fought like what was it? Who was his name?
No spoilers.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay, yeah. Everyone knows this fight. That's why I was like, okay. But
Our editor does not, and he really wants to play the game.
oh, okay.
So
Sorry. Then I won't say anything. I'll be super vague. Yeah, like chapter 9. I want to talk about it later. So yeah, I don't want to like give my full review on that game so far. But it's really fun. Having a lot of fun. Just
Nice.
sinking my life into Midgar. Yeah. Other than that, just playing like Destiny with the some of the other guys. It's
you
so
guys have been
funny.
pretty
It's like
active.
It's like the second wave of people in our group of friends that are like into it now. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll help you guys out. But now, like, yeah, because it was Daniel. He's like super into the game now, and he plays PvP, he plays everything. So I'm like, all right, cool. I
Yeah,
actually need
he
to work on
like
stuff.
he flipped hard on that.
Oh yeah.
Like
No, it's literally like I knew it because he didn't play too much, and I was like, you just need to play more of like a certain mode, get used to it. Maybe you'll have like an idea. Like for instance, he didn't like PvP so much because he was getting wrecked. But I was like, you just gotta figure out your play style. Like, what do you want to do? He's really good at sniping. It's actually kind of insane. I was like, what? He's like, I think he's getting really close to getting a revoker, which I'm
Ooh.
like, damn it, I need to work on that. And we started practicing doing like private matches just to practice sniping and then playing. It helped so much. I was like, dang,
Nice.
this is great. So
Yeah, that's something I came across, like the idea of like I thought shooters, like you just played the game more and more to like get good at it, but there is like you go into a practice match and you practice your like recoil control on a gun
Yeah.
and stuff like small minute stuff that I would
Mhm.
never even think of. It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's some other streamers I started watching and they're like it's the same for all of FPS from what I remember. But most of the time, yeah, you just go like for instance, before you go into a ranked match, you just go into norms and you just like practice like just getting warmed up essentially.
Right.
So you get warmed up for a bit, play a few games, and then you jump into like trials and then just have fun. Not really, but have fun.
have stressful fun.
Have stress. We played with Tark and it was hilarious because they really wanted to try it and it was like absolute worst time.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Well, because they start realizing, oh, you really do need to know how to snipe or use handguns or use certain things, which I'm like, it sucks is when you get into like rank stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure, you got to play what's quote
You
unquote
got a meta.
You can't just have you can't
just run
spaghetti.
around with a fusion rifle and an SMG.
Yeah.
Call
Well,
it a day.
actually, people run around with Bastion now. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Well, it's Bastion's shotgun, right?
No, it's
a kinetic fusion.
kinetic fusion.
Oh,
But it acts like a shotgun.
It's basically a 3-burst shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know what
That's
you're talking
why,
about. Yeah.
But things like that. Anyway, but yeah, playing Destiny, playing Final Fantasy. I've actually been trying to figure out what I like. I want to play Final Fantasy, but they have this itch of like playing like Odyssey or some other like game on the side as well. Because I have like these 2
so much
weeks,
time.
I'm like, there's so much time. This is great.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Sick.
Yeah. What about you?
Dude, I've been playing way too much League of Legends this week. It's gotten to a point where I'm needing to enact my ability or lack of ability of self-discipline, where it's like, all right, maybe I need to not play this game for a little bit.
No, so I already told you this, but Luke, there's a point when I went to bed and I heard him playing League. I think this was Thursday night because then I woke up late the next day on Friday because I was off Friday. So I woke up the next day. So I went to sleep hearing him screaming, yelling about League and all that. I'm like, he's playing League, sure. Woke up the next day. I woke up late. I still hear him screaming, playing League. And I'm like, wait, did I sleep? Did time pass? I just thought
what day is it?
Yeah, I didn't think I slept that long. I was like, oh, I probably didn't sleep that. Then I look at the time. Oh, I slept a good amount. He is playing League.
Yeah, to be it was not the entire night.
Yeah.
It was
just timing.
I happened to be playing at both points. Yeah.
It
was
but it's just the weirdest shit for me to wake up to. I was like,
it's like a Groundhog Day almost moment.
Well, like waking up, it felt like I heard you screaming, and I still woke up to you screaming. So it was like one long one. So I thought I didn't even go to sleep. That's the thing.
That's freaky.
Like I thought I had like that jump moment, like that jump scare moment when you fall asleep or something.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Anyway, League, a lot of League.
Yeah, just too much of that. So I'm playing that.
It's like we've been playing a lot, and for a while, maybe like the first 2 weeks, we really got back into it. We were doing really well, and now I just keep losing. And now I just get really annoyed when I play League.
It's like that never-ending cycle.
It was bad. Like I'll play when like we're all playing, but then I'll play on my own too. And it's like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to be playing like ranked again. Like that's not. There's so much more like there's so much more valuable things I could be doing with my time. And that's not to say like if you enjoy playing ranked League, like go for it. But like when it stops you from doing the things that you should be doing, it's like, all right, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I need to cool my jets here.
Welcome to college. That was literally college.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, where am I?
Boys are playing League? Sure. Play till 3 a.m.
Fuck, I got a paper due tomorrow.
It's okay, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, right. But so I've been playing that. Been playing, like Luke said, tried out. I think we've all been playing Legend of Runeterra, which has been fun. And then I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight. Actually,
Really?
that's been a treat and a half. Yeah, Hollow Knight, really great. It is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Do you not
And
remember
there's
the
a
map?
lot more
It's
to
a
it.
big game.
Yeah. Do you remember the map I showed you? Like I was trying to figure out where I was, and then I just saw the map, and I was like, "This is huge."
Yeah. Did you have it fully explored? I don't
Ye-
remember.
So I didn't, but I was searching online like where to go because I was
Uh-huh.
stuck at a spot where I'm like, wait, so where do I go next?
Uh-huh.
Because I kept going into certain areas. I'm like, this is blocked, and then
Yeah.
finally I like looked at the map just to see what's next to it, and I like just saw it was so big that I had to actually zoom in
Mm-hmm.
like on the computer. I was like, this is, and then I just saw the scale of the map, and I was just super amazed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
good
it's freaking huge. Yeah. And here's why. So I think I've discovered about myself, not a huge Metroidvania person.
Mm.
Because it's actually becoming more of a chore now to like, oh man, I
Like,
have to
go
like, I
around.
can't like explore because they separate the map is separated into zones. So you have like the green path, which is like this whole foresty area, and then you have like the darkness or the deep whatever, which is like this like creepy dark underground area, and they're all like themed and stuff. But you don't or you can't for a lot of areas. Not I don't know if it's all of them, but you can't explore everything in that area all at once.
Mhm.
So like you may not have an ability yet that you need to in order to fully explore the area. I'm like, God dang it, I gotta like get that ability and then come all the way back and like retrace my steps.
But then when the game is open world, isn't that too much then? I'm legit question at this point.
What? Oh, I see what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
I mean to an extent, like it's all just there. There are limits to my.
How much you want to
I
take
had
in,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
exactly.
don't restrain me. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. It's more just like the like having to backtrack all through these areas, and I'm realizing that I'm not too much about that because the game does have like a little bit of a fast travel system,
hmm
but it's specific points, and it's not always like if I want to go back to a vendor that I want to visit, because they're all kind of like spread out. They don't all
Mhm.
go back to like your main town hub area. I'll have to like fast travel to that area, and then I'll have to like go through more sections in order to get to them. And I'm just like, I just want to get there now and buy this thing.
Do you think you'd have more fun if there was like a fast travel system?
Maybe for like at least for like the like shop the like more important areas, but I don't know. Like I think what people do enjoy about it is that you're like having to explore the world and like re-explore and stuff like that. So I think I'm just like not. It's not one of the things I like about. I think that's me, and it's not like a game. I don't want to say it's not a game for me because I do enjoy the game. It's just like that's an aspect about it that I don't like.
The retracing of your steps.
Yeah.
I
More
don't know
so
about
like
that.
over and over again too, because unless you're like really good and you never die and you just have like a buttload of the currency, the in-game currency that you get from killing things, things are like pretty expensive, so you can't buy everything that a person has all at once. So
Did you
you're
get to the
having to
bank?
like
Did you get to the bank system?
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
understand that because it does not seem useful to me because I still have to go back to that place, get that money, then go back to another place
Yeah,
where I
that's
want to
true.
spend that money. It's I don't know.
It's also been a while since I've played because I still need to finish that game too. But
Yeah.
I can't remember if there's even a bank at the main town area. But
Not that I know of, but maybe
yeah, I
there
don't
is.
think so. The more I think about
It's it's really cute. Like the game is great though. Like it's really cute. They have there's like a how long has this game been out? It's
it.
been a while.
Yeah, it's
I
been a hot
feel like spoilers have passed, right?
minute.
It's not really a spoiler. You saved
That
this
came out in
little
2017.
yeah.
so it has been
2017.
recently. Well, it's not a spoiler actually, too much.
That's
There's
pretty recent.
this one little character, this little like she's a little girl character or maybe a young adult. I don't know. They're all bugs, so I don't know. But you save this like girl bug character and she goes back to your town and then you get to like she's always sleeping, quote unquote sleeping, but you like go into her like house and you can like read her I guess it's like a book or maybe diary entries of like her fantasizing about how you like saved her and your like adventures that you've gone on and stuff like that. So it's really funny, really cute. Um, but yeah, I was surprised too, like the amount that's in the game. There's a lot more to it than I thought, which is good because it's like it's becoming
So
more.
much.
Yeah, and the badges actually get really interesting too. You get like these little badges that kind of change the gameplay a bit. Like
Mhm.
right now I have one that gives me like a shield that like just kind of circles around me. And
Oh,
so it's
nice.
like you can like fight differently with that depending on how good you are at platforming. Me not so good. So,
That's okay.
you know. Yeah, I think that's about it that I've been playing too. So, but it's been a good time. It's been a good time.
Good
Um,
shit.
so yeah. And let's get down to the cool stuff. What have we heard this week? Do you guys have anything?
There are a couple things that I think are at least interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
it's
think they had
Cool.
announced
Mhm.
apparently Nintendo has stats. Of course, they have stats for like lifetime sales for games, and apparently Animal Crossing is already. I think it's at 135% of their lifetime sales already,
Whoa.
which I thought was really funny, just because like everyone I know plays that game, or like everybody knows at least somebody who has Animal Crossing
Yeah.
and talks
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
I've
just funny to hear
I've
that.
heard so many people talk about it. Yeah.
Like I know
And
some
like
people
it's a fun
just bought
game,
it.
so
Like you know the joke that the Switch used to be the Zelda machine, now it's like Animal Crossing machine.
Yeah.
yeah, basically,
Like
it's,
people would buy it just for that.
I'm not surprised.
They also feel FOMO and it's hilarious.
Yeah, right?
I
Because
really like that game.
it's such a social game. It's super easy.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I thought that was cool. Um, and then there's just a bunch of game dev news that I find interesting. But
Mm.
who was it? Sledgehammer.
Mhm.
Who did you guys ever play? When did you guys stop playing Call of Duty? Like just the series.
I
Black Ops.
played
Did
Black Ops.
anybody play Advanced Warfare?
No, but they're the
no.
ones that made it, right?
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare. Apparently, they're hiring like 100 game devs because they're working on a bunch of projects.
Oh
Ooh.
shit.
I thought was interesting, but I
That's
know
yeah.
I think it was around that time frame in Call of Duty's lifespan where people really got tired of it.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what Sledgehammer
What
does.
they got.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good too, especially now with like adding like new jobs into the
Yeah, depending on where and what they're doing, but
yeah.
it was interesting. But yeah, I think the bulk of what's going to be cool and interesting is what we're actually going to talk about for the main topic. So
Mhm.
keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah. I think the only thing I heard recently, it's not really cool. It's just kind of funny at this point. Bethesda says it will be years, quote unquote, years from now, quote unquote, before we get Elder Scrolls
I
6.
heard about that.
Oh,
I'm not surprised.
It's not surprised at all.
yeah.
No.
They're
But-
really hoping that their what is it, Starfield IP?
Yeah, I think the tweet was from Pete Hines, and it said, someone was asking, "Hey, when can we expect some Elder Scrolls 6?" And he was like, "It's after Starfield," which you pretty much know nothing about. So if you're coming for me for details,
I thought it was really funny that
Damn.
we've probably still heard more about Elder Scrolls 6 than we have Starfield.
yeah, it's what
Yeah.
the fuck is? We got the logo, I guess, or whatever that.
Yeah, we had like a teaser image, the title of the game, and
Yeah,
very broadly, it's a space game.
Dude.
I don't know. Bethesda definitely lost a lot of goodwill with just shenanigans they've done recently. Mostly in regards to, I know like Fallout 76 has been their, I guess technically their latest game, and it's a very, very rocky game, which I've heard it's better now because they had some big update or some new version.
I think a new expansion, so a lot of people are liking it now.
But
it's like what it should have been
at launch.
probably at launch.
But
yeah,
I know Bethesda still gets a lot of flack, and some of it's deserved, some of it's not about their games. But
yeah.
I just like no one really cares about Starfield.
Well, what's there to care about? We don't know anything.
Yeah, when you don't
When you don't know anything, what's
have
there
any
to care about?
information. Yeah.
We know about every other IP they have, so hype for that. But Starfield, I forgot until I saw that tweet. I was, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Oh yeah. They're making a new thing.
Yeah, just thought it was funny because
Mm.
as much as I like Elder Scrolls, it's just like Skyrim's fun to a point, and now it's always the joke of when can we hear about 6? Never.
Yeah.
I just want to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be like 2025 supposedly before we hear about Elder Scrolls 6. So it's like, why even?
It's like one of those. I'll
believe
believe it when I see it.
It's silly because we know it's coming, but now it's in that waiting phase.
Yeah, because it
and it annoys everybody.
It probably annoys those people at Bethesda
especially
too.
If like kind of everybody I think who's familiar with Bethesda kind of knows what their games end up being. So if Starfield is just kind of a Bethesda space game, a lot of people I think would be upset because like you could have just made Elder Scrolls 6 and we'd be happy, but you made this average space game that people will fix because they can mod it, hopefully.
Yeah, right. Because it'll be like
buggy
broken on launch. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's the charm of a Bethesda game.
Todd Howard, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, the only thing that I had was that League of Legends had a rework with one of their champions, and it's basically a Viking bear, a Viking thunder god bear. It's basically Thor as a bear. So that was cool. They added
Sorry, go ahead, Ian.
I was just gonna say that in the Harrison, do you remember Aram?
Yeah.
So now there's this big chunk, or like not a giant chunk, but like the little bridge that Aram is on. It's like, it's dilapidated and there's like crumbling stuff. And there's like chunks of the bridge taken out, and on like the middle there's this big like chunk taken out, and now there's like a giant volley bear that just like comes down sometimes and like slams the ground and knocks everybody up. For funsies. Yeah.
Oh, like an event thing?
Yeah, it's kind of just like a cool little
it's just like a fun little like, oh, he's here. Haha.
Yeah.
It's really funny because Riot, I give them a lot of flack, and they deserve a lot of flack.
Yeah.
But they always like their art department is really good, and their music department's really good because the trailer itself to reveal the new Volibear is really cool.
It's pretty sweet.
But they had some idea that we're gonna live stream the reveal, and apparently it just went so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about
like
that. Oh,
the clip I showed you was just a very condensed version of here's the reveal, because I think the
like,
actual reveal was like 45 minutes because
oh,
the stream kept breaking and they couldn't figure out how to actually make it play.
oh
So
no.
it was funny to me to like watching it live was just a headache, and it was really funny because
Uh,
Riot doesn't understand how to stream stuff.
oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, but the music was great.
Yeah,
Concept art was really
really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
They've done some pretty good jobs with thematically making remakes really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't really know about because, like, I mean, they remade Fiddlesticks, and thematically he looks really cool. He's really spooky.
Yeah. He's
I
scary.
don't play Fiddlesticks, so I don't know if he's actually more fun or not. But they definitely made him spookier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like freaking Scarecrow from The Dark Knight, but like the
Actually scary
tripping
and
out version. Yeah.
not the goofy burlap sack man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if that's what we got for the cool stuff. Then the big cool thing that we're going to talk about is the Xbox Series X. Look at all the stuff they got coming out. But before that, we should probably take a little break, get some snacky wackies, do some bathroom breaks, get some wateries, the good stuff.
Nah.
Yeah. Nah.
Nah.
Oh. Well, fine then. I guess
'Kay, let's go.
Harrison, let's if you're
No, break.
if you're
Let's go.
so vehemently against it,
break.
take us out.
Break.
Oh,
break,
we are breaking.
break.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll see you guys later, or again in a bit. Whatever. We're out. All right, we are back. Going to talk about this Xbox Series X first look live stream. I'm just reading the title right now. Inside Xbox. I know there's like inside the box. Like first off, I know there's like a huge joke about. I don't know if they actually changed the title on YouTube here. Because I don't know if it actually said gameplay. I think it actually said gameplay in the title, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, the big joke is like it's a gameplay reveal and there's no gameplay. Yay!
Yeah, that was kind of annoying to me.
Nope, they still have it. First look Xbox Series X gameplay.
I
Oh,
know
okay.
they
It's a different
had
video then.
someone from Xbox ended up tweeting after the event that, we're sorry that people were misunderstanding the point of the inside Xbox or something along the lines like, we understand that you didn't see gameplay and you're upset. We understand you're upset, basically.
Yeah, I think it was Aaron Greenberg because I snipped the tweet.
Yeah.
And he was saying, essentially, he was like, had we not said anything and just shown May inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might have been different. Clearly, we set some wrong expectations, and that's on us. We appreciate all the feedback and can assure you we will take it all in and learn as a team. And I was like, cool.
And like, honestly, it probably wasn't as bad, but I know one of the big ones was for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yes.
And because they were like, oh, it's gameplay reveal. And you probably had, honestly, 5 seconds of actual gameplay just from a different perspective. Everything else was cutscene or
like
CGI
if that
rendering.
much. Yeah, it was.
I think that was the biggest one where people got pretty upset.
Yeah, because that was like they headlined, like that was their like
That was like the
marketing
snippet.
headline was Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Yeah. So that is a little disappointing. And I know like the whole thing is just basically like, look at all these cool things. But like you can't really.
It's not something you can just judge off of.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna have any expectations about anything from anything that I've seen. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
like just to go off that, it's in like the fact that it's inside Xbox. It's not even like the main like. It's not. This is not what they were gonna do for E3. Like this is just the inside Xbox team, and they were just trying to show off like Xbox Series X stuff.
Yeah.
So, because I think they're having an actual event in June, so
Mhm.
like next month or something like that. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're doing some replacement for E3. I know Xbox is
because I think some people were thinking this was it, but according like looking at the marketing stuff, they've said that this isn't going to include like their first party stuff. It's just a lot of third party stuff.
Yeah.
So
it
was out there. It's just no one's actually looking at that.
Right. Like no one's like, yeah.
So I think that's just I was like, it's good on them for like actually tweeting out saying like, yep, sorry, it's all marketing for sure, but it's at least they said something because I feel like
Yeah.
I have
It's
a
always
feeling
nice
Sony wouldn't. I don't know why. I feel like Sony wouldn't for some reason.
I feel like
Because
Sony
they don't have
right
to. I feel
now,
like at this point.
Yeah, I feel like right now Sony, like if you're like putting personalities to like companies, Sony's like the snooty like elitist snooty boy right now. I don't know. That's just how it feels.
Because Sony's probably freaking out because of the Last of Us 2 stuff
Oh yeah, they're
going on, so they probably don't really care about what Xbox is doing.
Yeah, right. And then like Switch is over here just being like
They're just laughing with their
the
ton of
friendly
money.
Yeah, right. They're
I mean,
yeah. Ton of money.
Everyone's having leaks somehow because even Nintendo had leaks. Not new leaks, but it's like leaks on old stuff. So it's just really funny on that too. Not really.
Well, and that being said, I did want to go through this still because there are actually like some really cool things that I think are coming out
worth being interested in.
Yeah. And
they definitely showed off. Like I was super disappointed with Valhalla because I did want to see how it played, but there was like 2 or 3 other games where they looked really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and go like I have it open here, and before we started, I was just kind of like reading through like, or I was like scrolling through the video, and I would see like the YouTube like chat live stream replay thing happen, and it's just like it just reminded me how I don't know even what the word is to describe
how much
it, but
the
just
internet
how much
is the internet.
Yeah, exactly. How much the internet is the internet. They're just people like where was it? There's at the end they're doing like interviews with some devs and stuff, and one of the interviewers is a lady, and some dude is just like, she has nice lips, and it's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then like there's some guy talking, and some asshole on the internet's just like look out, look at that hairline. And I was like, that's not necessary. What are you doing?
Welcome to the internet.
Mixed in with like some people like, being like defending like Xbox and like this will still be better than PS5, and then other people are like, oh, PS5's king, and then you have like from the back somebody just saying like PC Master Race. It's all just a
no matter how old we get, that's never gonna change.
It never does. It never does.
It's great to watch it.
And now, like it, and then it like devolves into just a fight between letters. Some people are like warring with L, and then other people are warring with W, and it's just the LW fight. and obviously the L's win because I feel like always the L wins. But
internet.
Anyways, I just thought that was really entertaining. And also, I think it started off well because their marketing guy, Aaron Greenberg, is it Greenberg? Hang on, me
And Greenberg, yeah.
Greenberg. Okay, yeah. He starts off with just like a green screen of like a kitchen and of an Xbox as the refrigerator. That's like classic. Like
the self-aware. Oh my.
yeah. And it just struck like in my notes I have here like marketing people are funny just because he reminds me so much of one of our mutual friends who's a like sales marketing type person. And I could just hear him saying the exact same stuff. Like I'm pounding
all
drinks
these
from like my
buzzwords.
Xbox fridge, and it's like it was so beautifully like cringy that it was great.
I mean, given what they're like, given the situation, it's pretty good. I was like, all right, I
Yeah.
see you.
No, yeah, it was definitely a good like
yeah. It's just
tip
I'm
of the
like,
hat kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm
But
just
I could just see our friend like saying the exact same stuff. I was like, this is funny. This is fun.
yeah,
These guys are great.
agreed.
Like it reminded me of the was it the cryptocurrency hype dude or whatever? Luke, that video that you
Oh,
like.
the BitConnect
The
guy.
BitConnect guy. Yeah. It's BitConnect. Yeah. It was great. I loved it. Let's see. I kinda
Wanna just
there are
get 'em out of the
some
way?
games, yeah, we'll just go through it. The first thing I kinda confused. I guess they just wanted to like showcase how like cool and pretty their engine is because there's not like a whole lot that I've heard about it, but it's from FYQD Studio.
Mm.
It's called Bright Memory Infinite.
God, that game.
Yeah, it's insane. It has like everything in it. You're like
That's what makes me worry.
yeah, right. That like
It's
you're like you're like like the assassinating like it's like almost starts off as like a Call of Duty trailer almost, but then you're like Sekiro grapple hooking places and like shooting
Mhm.
dudes, and then
Yeah,
like a
it's my
fucking
first person shooter, Mirror's Edge,
yeah.
Sekiro grappling, Forza driving.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
like a
Oh
Spartan
yeah, I
comes
forgot
out
about
of
that.
nowhere, and you're like fighting a Spartan with a gun, and then your DeLorean just comes out of nowhere, and Marty McFly's like, "Get in, we gotta change the Back to the Future." And you get in, and then start fighting some SUV truck thing. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Like the game, like visually, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
Especially I think coming with the Series X and PS5, it's probably going to seem visually, it's going to be ridiculous because they've already had some really ridiculous looking games
Yeah.
at the end of the PS4, Xbox One,
Mhm.
but just like the beefier specs each console has, that game looked phenomenal.
Mhm.
But it's one of those like uh really cool gameplay trailers, and then you play the actual game, and it's nothing like that.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
worried about that.
That
Isn't
Well,
he
because it's also they say it's like made the ground
by
up
one
by
dude,
like
right?
one dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I I don't even know. I don't even know if it's gonna be a game, to be honest. But
It
Looks
looked
cool.
cool. Yeah,
Looks great.
I think that was definitely a really good way to start off because like it was just the spectacle of the game.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause
here's our engine and all of its
Yeah, I know
glory.
it's like this is what the Series X can do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's like watching it, I was like I was paying attention to like, because I was like, okay, this is a gameplay thing, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, their lighting effects is really good. They're definitely gonna have RTX like esque like lighting with that, and
Mhm.
the wind, the like I was looking at like how the wind was like working in the game. I was like, looks really good.
Mm.
Normally in an older game, this would just look blurry or like
Yeah, right.
or it would have like some weird particle effect, but this actually looks like it's storming
Mhm.
and
I
the
can't
light.
wait for these new consoles, and they look great, they play great, but they legitimately sound like a jet taking off. Because in my mind, when I was watching the Bright Memory Infinite trailer thing, I was just like, wonder how loud that console is right now.
Yeah.
Is it just screaming into your ear, or is it actually quiet? Because I remember when they talked about the specs, they actually said like our consoles will be a lot quieter than previous generation. I was like,
Mm.
oh, I will see it when I believe, or I'll
Yeah,
believe it when I
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
'Cause, God, our PS4, just I play Spider-Man and it chugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I said earlier, like, I'll walk out in the living room and I'll just hear this from the under the TV, and it's just like, oh, Harrison's playing the PS4.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's mostly just because this is like end of the life cycle. So I'm very curious how this is gonna work for the
Yeah.
new system. I have a feeling it will be, because considering how much of a computer the console's becoming, I think it's possible. But
Oh, yeah, yeah. Right.
we'll see at this point.
We shall see,
But it looked dope.
developers.
Looked dope. If it is a game and it plays exactly how it looks, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
take it.
I'd be interested.
Yeah.
And then next, we just gotta, like, I don't think any of us are racing game
No, Dirt
fans.
5's the best. How dare you?
I don't believe you for a
Oh, you're right.
second.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, they had their staples.
But yeah, they had Dirt
5.
5.
They had Madden.
Yeah, they had Dirt 5 and Madden is kind of just the continuation of like the fandom, you know. The
Mhm.
people who are like love Dirt 4 are gonna buy Dirt 5.
Yeah.
But me and Harrison were laughing about this earlier, but the fact that Dirt 5's like selling point was that Troy Baker and Nolan North
Yeah.
are voices on it. It's just
Wow.
like, whoa,
like-
the only people who are gonna like be into that are people who are fans of their show or are like hyper specific fans like Harrison or me to an extent of like their performances and stuff.
But I'm still not gonna buy the game.
Yeah, right. And even then, Harrison's not gonna go buy Dirt 5.
Oh, cool. They're voicing it. I'm still not gonna buy this game. I don't care.
Yeah.
Racing's cool,
Nice.
but
That's
not
funny.
enough that it's like, oh, they're voicing it. I must listen to how their performances in this game.
Yeah. It is funny. But it's cool that
It's
you
cool.
know, it's cool. And then Madden. It's more Madden,
Yeah,
I imagine.
we don't play sports, so I don't think we have anything to say about that.
Yeah.
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 The little that I did was like on the PS2. That was like
Mhm.
years ago. That's
Yeah.
about it.
But it's cool. They're still obviously doing well enough to continue to make games about it. The most interesting thing that I found that I actually hadn't heard of before, and I don't know if you guys have, but Scorn.
That was
showed a trailer for
trip of a
Scorn.
trailer.
Yeah. Like
'Cause
that.
I know it's not the first one technically. Like I know if there was a gameplay trailer, I think, for it a long time
So
ago.
looking at the site, the development began in 2014.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I was watching I think I was watching Kind of Funny podcast, and he was like, they were like, there was a reaction. He's like, "Is this Scorn? Really?" And then the title pops up. He's like, "Wow, it's been a hot minute since we heard about this game." So
Wild.
it must have been. Yeah, I think Luke is right. That there's a game.
Because I think
trailer a while
originally
back.
it was a Kickstarter, and then
Mhm.
it's been. I don't know anything about it besides it was a Kickstarter. It's some first person game, and then from what we saw of the Inside Xbox trailer,
Yeah.
Dude,
but
it's
it-
so grody.
if you're a fan of Alien or H.R. Geiger's work, you will absolutely love this game because God, that trailer just was disgusting.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's freaking gross necro alien people. Like was one freeze frame of this dude kissing this
Like-
lady's boob, but
like
then
they were-
there's also a lady who's pregnant, and
Yeah.
it's terrifying.
Like if you know Alien or if you know H.R. Geiger's work, you'll love it because it's just a video game form. Everything is like weirdly, really uncomfortably sexual, and everything's just gross and like just like the architecture and the design, everything's so
Yeah.
intricate.
Yeah.
It looks great.
The
And-
freaking what is it? Talking about sexual, the freaking like penis spout that comes
Yeah,
out.
little spout.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I was like, oh, they just did. Is that the? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
like
thank you.
and
there's just a lot of oh hell no.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard it was originally supposed to be an FPS.
Oh, really?
So it'll be interesting because I
Yeah.
really liked, premise wise, the Dead Space series,
Mhm.
and I think another spooky game like that would be really fun because
Oh my
Oh
god,
yeah. It's been a while. I feel
yeah,
like
like I mean,
since there's been a game
Resident
like
Evil
that.
is a different kind of spooky.
Yeah, but like sci-fi spooky, like the
Yeah.
first one comes to mind
Yeah,
is, yeah, Dead Space. So
but yeah, Scorn looked really interesting.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
definitely like I'm grossed, but I'm also like super interested because I
I'm
really like
disgusted but interested.
I'm disgusted. But
I like
keep
it,
an
it
eye out.
like the first BioShock,
Mm.
Dead Space, like all those have like really good. They like captured like an aesthetic really
Yeah,
well.
it's like very visceral.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, it's great. Let's see. That was Scorn. Then we got
Yeah, they had Chorus.
Of course.
I think that's how
Chorus.
you pronounce it.
Deep
Chorus,
Silver.
Corvus.
Corvs.
They did the kooky, cool, unique gamer, and the U is a very ambiguous letter.
Yeah, right. That was interesting.
I was really interested, and then it turned into a space shooter, and then I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. Like we definitely need like that game genre is underrepresented.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just having like third person space shooter, but I don't care.
Too bad that's.
It looked cool. Like it's definitely like a very pretty looking game.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looked really good.
But-
Like gameplay. Yeah. Same with me. The moment I
Who
saw like,
knows? Like it might be the next Star Fox, and that'd be awesome. But
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, everyone wants a Star Fox, but once like a space shooter comes up, they're like, no, just give me Star Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks great.
Initially, I thought it was gonna be like Mass Effect esque, and I was like, oh, cool. And then
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. I thought it was like a space control situation where it's like these like weird forces at work kind of thing, and you're trying to figure it out. But
yeah,
some weird shit. This God, this next game. Talk about like this whole like they did a really good job picking games that are like visually disturbing or appealing, just visually attractive, either in a good way or bad way. Because this next one's freaking terrifying.
talking about the
I
medium.
think I forgot to write it down. Is it the medium?
It's the one where there's the pregnant
no.
lady.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh yeah.
I never played the first one, so I don't know what the heck this game is. But the freaking like family strung up like puppets
their
in the
faces
Christmas
all
tree.
pulled apart.
Yeah, that was
Like,
weird.
It looks heavily. It like I thought it was a sequel to at first a sequel to. God, what is that game called? It was the one where they're like everyone needs to be happy. And
Oh,
then,
We Happy Few.
yes, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was like a We Happy Few like sequel or something like that, but it's not. Yeah, it's really interesting, and I still have no idea what this game is about. And I'm sure people who played the first one will know, but
Yeah.
it.
I had to look into it. I recognize the box art for the original one, for the
Uh-huh.
first one. And like looking into it, I was just like, I don't remember if it's third person, but essentially you're like you become a vampire, fledgling vampire, and
Uh-huh.
you just go through like Los Angeles or something like that.
So is it kind of like a GTA vampire thing?
I think somewhat. It's like all I
Okay.
remember is like an action RPG is what it was saying.
Okay.
So somewhat,
Okay.
but not really. So
Interesting.
the
Well,
trailer was just weird. Like initially, I was just like, "What's happening?" And then you go into the club, and then you realize, "Oh, I'm like, is this vampire? The mask?"
yeah, right. Because he like gets bit or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that happened. it was just like an interesting trailer. But I
Yeah.
think people that played it, they're probably super hyped about it. So
Yeah, like gotta be, because it just in terms of like this got me interested for someone who doesn't know anything about it. Now I like am like, oh, I kind of want to know more. So
definitely looked into it because
yeah,
that Christmas scene got me. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
yeah.
It's funny, like, yeah, I thought it was a really good trailer.
Mhm.
Um, I was reading online. Apparently, a lot of people were not impressed by the trailer itself,
Oh, really?
and I think it is. Sorry, what?
No, I just said, oh, really? Like I didn't.
Part of it is like I can kind of understand where they're coming from.
Mhm.
I think just the entire setup of this event was poorly thought out, but
Yeah.
this whole Inside Xbox was meant to showcase like what developers can do with the Series X, and like obviously because it's I think the biggest and easiest thing a lot of gamers will pay attention to is graphics,
Mhm.
but graphically, um, the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 didn't look super impressive.
Yeah,
Like it looked good, it looks fine, but
Yeah.
it definitely like it looks almost like it almost has that same soft cell shade esque feel from Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if you compare it to Bright Memories Infinite, it's like, whoa, that's
Oh
a
yeah.
huge
Coming from that
discrepancy.
Yeah.
start,
It. Yeah.
I think a lot of the games like during this, and it comes with the transition to a new gen.
Mhm.
So a lot of the games right now doesn't look next gen. I think just the
Well,
it's always expectation that the next like this stuff is supposed to showcase. Oh, this is the maximum power that
Yeah.
you can. This is what you can utilize for the Xbox. Which I'm sure there's like little things here and there that it is probably better for a dev, but for a consumer, it's really hard to tell.
And it's like with my viewpoint, because like there's gonna come a certain point, whether that be this gen, the next gen, or even like 2 or 3 generations down the line of consoles.
Mhm.
But there's just a point where the graphics will always tend to look the same,
Yeah.
and it's really where certain artistic aesthetics come into play that make it interesting.
Mhm.
Because there's another game that we'll probably touch upon later in the discussion, but there was Call of the Sea, where
Yeah, that's
I
next
thought
one.
that looked way better because it went for like, yeah, it's not super graphically intense, but it had a certain look to it
Right.
that I found really pleasing. And I think that's where
That's where the
maybe that's what they
trend-
were going for with
Mhm.
Vampire, where yeah, it's not like the most graphically intensive, but it definitely has a different feel.
Mhm.
That's
It's probably like an aesthetic thing. Yeah.
That's
like a
what
choice.
I was. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like it looks. Looking at it, it looks like they're going for like a style. Like it's supposed to be like stylized rather than like look exactly like real people kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll touch on it later because there's another game that it's kind of same thing with Luke. Like it's not graphically intensive, but you can tell like it is utilizing certain aspects of like a new gen console. But
Mhm.
we'll touch on that later. I'll just bring it up
Okay.
because I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
It's in my
Cool.
notes somewhere.
Vampire looked interesting, but
Yeah, Vampire looked interesting.
the only experience I have with that series is the tabletop. So
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
let's continue.
Cool.
Next one is called right?
Is it called
Yeah.
the Sea?
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
one is called. See, good segue, Luke.
Ooh, I called it.
Ooh,
I
Nice.
clearly don't have the list in front of me.
nice.
Yeah.
But no, that game also looked
It
yeah,
looked
I'm a
really
sucker
pretty.
for Lovecraft, Eldritch, anything.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So they even tease like, "Hey, look, Cthulhu." It's like, "All right, I'm in. It looks
All
cool."
right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get insane.
It
Yeah.
looked very it looked really nice to me.
It
Mhm.
looked good. Like I remember seeing the trailer. It changes styles a lot, right? Is this the one that had like kind of different? Like it goes from first person to some like
No, this one was
no
all first person.
Yeah.
all first
Yeah.
person.
This is all
Okay,
first.
because there's maybe it was just like them showing what she kind of looks like at one point, but
No,
They show like her
Any preview.
silhouette.
yeah. Oh, okay, that's probably what
Yeah,
it was.
but
But I think it was just very encaptured by like how good
Yeah.
it looked.
It
Like
a
the
lot of
style.
it reminds me of Firewatch, like the art style and stuff. It
Mhm.
reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool, really interesting game. So if it's anything like that, I'm in.
Right. Looking at it now, it was all first person. I remember now.
Yeah.
But it has like Firewatch, but like upgrade. Like, upgraded graphics on it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Like
is.
it's beautiful.
It's one of those where, like, maybe like graphically, definitely they went for style, but
Mhm.
even then, you can just see the lighting.
The
It's
lighting,
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like
the stills.
this looks like new gen.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like in the ship they got like light diffusion with like mist. They have like 3 different light sources. Yeah, there's a lot. It's cool. And like if it's like a exploratory first person exploratory like then looking
it's
for a dude,
It's
you
a
know.
puzzle game, I believe, from what I
Oh,
It's some
even
sort of
better.
like open world puzzle game.
Yeah, open world puzzle
Oh.
game.
But
Yeah.
that was maybe me personally the most interested game.
Oh,
Or
really?
I
That's
was
your
I was interested the most in.
Mhm.
sick. Yeah, it might be a toss up for me then if we're gonna do that. That was-
The most
but-
interesting thing from
Yeah.
But yeah, this was cool. I was really into it,
it was
as well.
yeah. It was like after a slew of like just spooky stuff,
Mhm.
and then this came out. I was like, oh, the colors popping. Oh wow, this is actually aesthetically pleasing. This is cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's like a nice palate cleanser
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess everything before that, except for like Dirt
That's-
5 and Madden, has all
Yeah.
been like something spooky's happening.
Something like
Yeah.
dark. at
Yeah, it's
least.
always been dark. And
Which
then this
even
was,
then, like Call of the Sea had this weird, like,
Yeah,
I'm kind
it
of
had undertones.
uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
it's really pretty.
but
Yeah.
it's pretty. Look at the colors.
Look at all these colors. And then what do we have next? We had
It's the
the
Ascent.
Ascent. Yeah, I like
Once again, for me,
uh-huh.
looked really cool as soon as they showed the gameplay, and it's like
Yeah.
a 2.5 like shooter. It's like a stick shooter. I was
Looks
like,
like a twin. Yeah, it looks
don't
like a twin
care.
stick shooter. I'm
do
like,
not
oh.
Yeah.
care.
It's
Yeah.
like another. It's really just like it sucks because I'm like, oh, this looks cool. Oh, it's just another twin stick shooter, and then like, I pretty much saturated market of twin stick shooters at this point.
Yeah, like when I was like writing notes while I was watching, I was like, it's just another ARPG. All right, like
Yeah.
stick shooter ARPG
Yeah.
thing.
Oof.
Cool.
And I was like, it's funny because I think what a lot of people are like, oh, cool. This looks like Cyberpunk 2077. I'll just wait for Cyberpunk at this point. So I'm like,
Right.
get wrecked.
and I mean,
Cool.
people who do like stick shooters, and
Yes.
yeah, I'm sure they'll be into it.
We're
Yeah.
not, clearly.
Yeah.
I just
I
had a
don't mind it. Like it's
I
a
don't mind it.
fun style of game with like friends and stuff, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like.
Play
not
it by
something-
yourself
Yeah.
type
I-
thing. Yeah.
like I'd rather play like a Diablo type ARPG versus like a twin stick shooter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I have. Well, no, Ian, you technically got me Darksiders. The
Yeah.
that's technically twin stick. I played it a little bit.
That's
Oh,
true. But then
yeah.
again, it's a
but it's Darksiders.
co-op. Yeah. Also, it's Darksiders, and I just love.
Anyway,
And I know you do too. So
yes.
I think we all like Darksiders a lot, aesthetically at least. Yeah. So that was the Ascent. It's interesting. The next game. So I think for me, it's gonna be if the like thing that like surprised me that was like, oh, this is it. This is like the thing is it's either Call of the Sea or the Medium.
That one also.
That-
I'm uncomfortable.
very
Oh, really?
I was uncomfortable. And it's kind of funny, I guess, getting into it. Because at the end of the trailer, they have one of the devs talk about it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I remember like one of the big things they're stressing is, oh, we have the composer for the Silent Hill games working for us. I
Yep.
was like, I don't know if that should be the biggest thing you're excited about. But
I mean,
but
the
they stressed
trailer
it,
looked
yeah.
really cool.
They stressed it.
Yeah, the trailer's cool. It's I think they stressed it because he is kind of like, especially in the I think in the realm of the like fans of the Silent Hill
Well,
series.
yeah, like especially like
he's definitely like
he
one
one
what
of
were
the
you gonna
biggest
say?
parts of Silent Hill. Like the music is just that other. It's almost like its own character. Where like
Mhm.
you don't really have Silent Hill without that specific composer.
Yeah,
It was funny because it's not the thing you want to stress.
Yeah, and I guess
If
that's
you're
true.
showing,
It's
like-
kind of like
and
the
part of it
the
is
whole
like
Go ahead.
I was like, part of it is like, yeah, this wasn't meant to be gameplay, so it's fine if you stress it. But if you're supposed to do a gameplay trailer, you want to talk about gameplay. But I don't
Yeah.
fault them for that. It
Yeah,
was funny.
I get it.
It's
It's like
kinda like-
it's really cool. It's a
yeah.
cool thing that they have.
it's
a
kind of
cool-
like Dirt
cool that they have
5
them on.
with Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
why is this?
I think this is a little bit more than that, but
Yeah,
even then, yeah,
yeah.
still interesting.
I was really interested in this because I don't know if you guys have played these, but they have like their own kind of like cult following thing. It's the team who did the Medium are the same people that made Layers of Fear
Yeah,
and the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they're the blooper team, I believe.
Yes, yeah. And both of those are like really. If you haven't played those and you're like into spooky stuff,
Psychological horrors.
yeah, those
Those
are
are
games
games.
you should
Yeah,
play.
those are the games.
I'm
I'm not, so you guys can take that on for me.
but yeah, I'm really excited for this just because it's also it seems like both of those are first person and they're not super like they're not. I guess I want to say that they're like not up to like a AAA like quality wise, they're definitely like a smaller team, I guess.
yeah.
And so with this, it looks like they've definitely and of course they had like way more like higher tech at their disposal, and so it makes. I think they definitely showcase. Like if you compared this and then you went back and like looked at Layers of Fear or something, you'd be like, oh wow, they definitely like upped their game with this.
Yeah.
And it looks like it might be third person. I'm not sure, which is interesting because both the other games are, I believe, first person.
They're
think.
first person. I think. I
Yeah,
know-
if the gameplay at the very end is anything to go off of, it looks like a third person game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blair Witch might be third. It's been a while since I've seen that. That might be third person. I can't remember. Yeah,
it might be,
whatever.
yeah.
Anyways, it was just an interesting change if it is change. I know Layers of Fear was definitely first person. But yeah, that was really cool. And I know people who know them will be like super excited about that. And then we had a freaking anime.
Scarlet Nexus.
Ugh,
Scarlet Nexus, just like anime.
more just anime garbage in my video games.
Yeah.
I think what was it? I was watching the Kind of Funny thing and they're all like freaking out because they're like, oh, this looks like it could be the game on the Switch. What was that one? I forgot. Had the same there's a game on Switch and it had like an anime aesthetic and it's been really good. So everyone's like, oh, if it's kind of like that, cool.
Is it the one with like you have
like
like
a
a
Robomech
robot?
police-
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forgot the name all of a sudden, but yeah.
It's some weird anime sci-fi name. Yeah.
But
Think of Astral Chain?
Astral Chain.
Chain. Yeah. That's it.
So
It's funny because Astral Chain always is. It's a funny like thing when people talk about it
Mhm.
because their games always almost look the same if you like kind of watch
yeah.
because they it's Platinum Games
Mhm.
and they've also done Nier.
Right.
Mhm.
And so you watch the combat, especially in Astral Chain, you're like, oh, this is
Nier.
basically just Nier. Or
Yep.
Platinum Games, they're also doing God's Fall
God's Fall.
for the next gen game. And the combat looked almost exactly like just a different type of Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they did it again.
And
But
this kind of looks like a carbon copy of that.
yeah, but it's like different devs, but like they're
Yeah.
definitely going for because they even have like the animation style is almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
The way they fight is almost the same. It's funny,
Yeah.
but those games actually tend to be a lot better than you would think. Because like Astral Chain was actually a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not expect it
Yeah. That's the
because
thing.
of anime garbage, but
Yeah, the quality is like great.
Yeah. I was
Especially,
actually pretty interested in this. I think what got me was like, oh, you can tell this was utilizing Xbox for an anime game. Because like even like the lighting, like just like the effects were there. And I'm like, wow. It's not like there were points where I'm like, this doesn't look that great. But there are times when I'm like, oh, this is definitely a next gen like anime game.
Yeah.
So this is
I'm-
it's just kind of interesting how like this kind of game they even utilize it for this kind of game, and when it typically is just this is kind of like a B tier. Typically, most anime games end up being B tier somehow, in my opinion. So
not wrong.
yeah, so
But
I was
yeah,
just
it definitely looked impressive.
I was just like,
Yeah.
oh wow, even this can get like somewhat of a visual upgrade. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, like the way they took like the anime style
Mhm.
and like it looks good. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm hoping it's more of a Astral Chains type game, not a Code Vein type game.
yeah.
I think it
If
might.
that makes any sense, but
You just don't want it to be Dark Souls esque.
no, I mean just Code Vein, just
That's
in
what
my
it was,
opinion,
right?
wasn't a very good game
Oh,
because it didn't have a lot of the like hallmarks of a well designed game in terms of like controls or map design.
true.
But
Which I think that just comes with, to me, that's just what comes with the anime game genre.
yeah, but like Astral
unfortunately.
Chains, it
But
was
actually,
like
yeah.
very tight controls
Mhm.
most of the time, and didn't have really. It had some goofy parts, but yeah, it's like you said, like some anime games just have specific tropes that they all have. But
Yeah, they got to stick to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, this one looked cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a PG-13 version of No More Heroes. Just like a little more wild, but because No More
Oh,
Heroes had the
that's-
kind of like
Yeah.
wacky tone, but
I can see that. Yeah.
it's
def-
more. It's a more grounded No More Heroes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's got the like anime pro tag edge
yeah,
lord.
just there's no like
Yeah.
masturbation jokes or anything.
I think
Yeah.
I was just a sucker, like because like most of the games up to this point were like darker on the darker side. I'm like, oh cool, it actually has bright colors. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, another palette cleanser.
Yeah. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Next one is a game I didn't think I needed,
Oh,
but
is this?
it exists. It's
The
literally
dinosaur one.
Are
yeah.
you talking about Second Extinction?
Yep,
Second
yeah, it is.
Extinction. I was
Dude, that
watching this.
game. Keep
Oh
going.
man, no, this game, man. Like I was like, somebody. It feels like somebody played Dino D-Day game, and then they watched like Jurassic World or something like that, and was like, I need to shoot some dinosaurs, man. And then
See,
they
like,
made a game about it.
I was gonna say, I think I played it. I think it was on the N64. There was a game series called Turok
Yeah.
that
Yes, I know what
was,
you're talking
it
about.
was like
Turok,
all
that's
over the place. Because I watched this, like this looks like Turok.
I thought it
Because
was
I remember
Turok
in one of the
for a
games,
second.
like you had like the futuristic dinosaurs, but
Mhm.
in this game, it's just mutant dinosaurs with like super advanced human weapons. It was like, I want this game really bad.
Yeah,
Because it
like
looks like a game where you just get on with the boys and you just goon around for an hour or two, and that's it. It's like, all right, we did it. Like there's
yeah.
doesn't look like there's any like super fancy mechanics
Nope.
or super Velosaur. It's just like you got to kill these mutant dinosaurs, dude. Just kill them.
yeah, go kill these dinosaurs. Go shoot some things, man. Yeah.
I remember you guys had. Wasn't there some other? I cannot remember what you guys were playing. It was maybe like 3 or 4 months ago.
Uh-huh.
But it reminded me, like, Second Extinction reminded me of whatever game you were playing, where you guys would just get on and just shoot stuff, and then you called it a day.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That was like an isometric shooter, Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that we tried out in early access.
Yeah, it was another Isometric shooter. I don't remember.
But this one just looks like a better version of that game.
Yeah.
The one
I'd say
thing,
it.
so supposedly it's a 3-person game, which kind of annoys me.
Yeah, it's a third person. Yeah, I just checked it.
Party
3-person.
size.
Intense 3. It's apparently 3-person is the new party size. I'm just sure.
that always
Like Destiny,
that's
Apex.
part of, like, we just have such a big number of people who we all just play games with. It always sucks because someone gets left out. Like,
Yeah.
I
It's
want
such an awkward
I want to
number.
play this dinosaur horde game with 16 people. It's like, yeah, that sounds like we can do that. It's like, nah, you can't actually.
Nah.
That'd be great. I'd be so into
Yeah,
that.
like,
Yeah.
It's like give us more things to shoot in with the amount of people. It'd be fun. It'd be great.
But no, let's keep it at 3.
Yeah.
It looked cool. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
it
Dinosaurs.
also it looked
Yeah.
kind of spooky, and that's what
The trend
just
is
like,
the trend is
it's like. We'll have fun, but it's gonna be that game where we're playing at 2 a.m. We're screaming, and I get yelled at because my girlfriend's trying to sleep.
yeah, for real.
See, what would be great, because
Huh.
we don't have a Left 4 Dead. I wish you could do 3v3s, and then you just have 3 humans and then 3 people controlling
Oh.
like the horde of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would
Yeah. Do
I
like
would
a Left 4 Dead
100% buy
style.
that game.
Yeah.
100% buy the game if they did that.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Those games were pretty popular a while back. They had
Yeah.
there's Left 4 Dead, then there's Evolution was a
Evolve.
game.
Evolve.
Yeah, thank you.
They tried
Evolve.
to do that one. That could have been good.
Yeah, that was kind of goofy, but
Yeah.
That was fun for
they have like
couple
a Dead by
games.
Daylight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dead by
But
Daylight.
But yeah,
Dead by
I
Daylight.
think Second Extinction, if they did that, that's 100% buy from me.
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. I'd be into it. Then next, we got a game. This might be the game that gets me into the series because I've always like looked at the series from afar, which is Yakuza. I've always looked at it from afar and been like, oh, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild. I kind of like what's going on here. And now they're coming out with Yakuza. What is
Like a
it?
Dragon.
Like a Dragon. Yeah. Man, this looks wild. There's a lobster in it at some point. You're a Japanese man with a giant afro, which is great. And it's just more Yakuza, basically,
Yeah,
is what it looks like.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that's the hardest thing that I just couldn't really get into, like GTA, like the new GTA or even
Mhm.
Red Dead, where like it's so serious.
Mm.
Oh,
But
and then
when I watch Yakuza, it's I have hired this chicken to be my casino manager. Like, yeah, this is great. Or like, I'm gonna fight this 8-foot man named Mr. Money, and you can never beat him, but you just beat him up and he just drops money. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
In this one, it looks like you fight a lobster man or lobster, just a regular lobster. I
It
don't know.
rides that happy medium for me where it's not Saints Row and it's not GTA. It's like it's just goofy enough, but it also there's like a little bit of seriousness to it where I can really get into that because the Yakuza 0 game, I watched a streamer I like and he played it and I just love that series. It is so funny.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, the moment I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I need to get into that. And then because on Xbox Game Pass for the PC, I have Yakuza 0 installed and I forgot. I was like, oh, I should play that. And even have like the remake of the other one, the one after, or technically the first one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? I wrote it. Yakuza Kiwami.
Mm.
Don't know if I'm saying that right, but I have both of those on the Xbox Game Pass. I'm like, okay, I want to get into the series now. This sold me.
Yeah, it looks hilarious and great, like all the
JoJo
other
as
ones.
fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's definitely like Gangster JoJo. Like it's got I don't know how, but it's gotten even crazier, and I'm into it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, this is how crazy it can get? Oh shit, I'm down.
Yeah, so I was super into that, and then the last one that we have to talk about is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I don't know. I like aside from all the no gameplay and that stuff, they were kind of like reinforcing some ideas that were interesting, like the raiding party and the alliances. That was something I was interested in, was the alliances. I wasn't sure the way they were talking about it. It sounded like, and we may have said this last podcast, I'm not sure, but the whole like alliances and choosing, like making choices, reminded me a little bit of like what's the game? It reminded me of Dragon Age. Yeah.
Okay.
The newer Dragon Age.
Yeah, Inquisition.
Inquisition. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just any of them, I guess, really, where it's you have these people like that you make relationships with, and so I'm wondering if it's gonna be like that, because I don't think that they've ever really done that with Assassin's Creed. But you correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think so.
They had some semblance of that system, but it wasn't like as impactful as in Inquisition, because I remember in
Mhm.
Odyssey you could
Oh yeah.
you had your
Odyssey.
Athens versus Sparta
Yeah.
Okay.
system, but it
It's very
didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
So
one
this
could
might be more.
maybe more. This one
dip-
might be more.
Yeah. And then they mentioned reinvented combat. So I'm just
I
curious
think
what
it's just
the heck.
Double shield.
Yeah, it might. Yeah,
Yeah,
it might
double
be-
shield.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
like
can
I
punch
think
people with your shield.
I definitely think there's a lot of stuff they could improve on from Odyssey. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was a really good system for the cultist system in Odyssey, and I really like that. And I want more of that
Okay.
because it feels very much. It was one of the few things where you sort of felt like an assassin because you had targets, you had to go find them
Yeah.
and kill them.
Targets go kill. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, the cultist system was really cool.
Yeah. I'm interested in how, because I know they've stepped away a little bit from like the feeling of being an assassin, I guess. It's
Yeah,
more
They
but
said
I'm
that they're
interested
trying
like
to
how.
reintroduce like social stealth again.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
curious how that's gonna be and like how much they're gonna make that a part of the game. That's gonna be interesting.
It's to me, it's like such a weird thing. The more I think about it, it's like a
Mhm.
Viking that's an assassin because he has the hidden blades. I mean, I was reading
seems
into it.
very
Like,
polarizing.
it seems very
I
polarizing.
think
right?
if they had pulled, like, if they've kind of pulled along the same line as Black Flag, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm an assassin, but I'm a big pirate.
Mhm. Yeah.
They could definitely pull it off where maybe Ivor, I think is the character's name,
Yes.
isn't necessarily an assassin, but they just,
Which
if they
I
explain
think
it
they will.
narratively, they either are friendly with assassins or they like try and help them, and then at the very end of the game they join the order. I'd be
Yeah.
okay with that.
Because like I think that's the case because I remember them explaining in like their after the game, or not the gameplay, the trailer, the first one.
Mhm.
Like they were talking with or one of the creative directors, and he was like saying he didn't spoil too much, but essentially the way the hidden blade's position is not hidden, right? Because it's on the outside. Because he
Right.
thinks it's such a cool blade, so it's definitely not like an assassin idea. He's just using it because he's like, oh no, you guys showed this thing off. This looks so cool. Why
Mm.
do you hide it under your wrist when you should just have it on the outside? Like that was his explanation. I was like, that's the most Viking ass shit I've ever heard. And I was
Right?
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like for me, it never really troubled me too much trying to turn around my head like, oh, my character is assassin. It's just the gameplay separation from that was always the part that drew me away from Origins and Odyssey. But
Mm.
I'm still maybe the most interested in Valhalla of the three. Like, I guess their three new ones are going to be Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'd say
Valhalla
that.
seems like because they at least they've paid lip service to the kind of Assassin's Creed I want, which is the more old school. They've at least mentioned like, yeah, we want to try and reintroduce social stealth.
Hmm.
Just don't make me do trailing missions for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
That's all I don't.
I'm still interested.
Cool.
I'm keeping my eye on it, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Same here. Yeah, it's
I guess-
definitely like the game to watch.
And I guess like going to the gameplay, the quote unquote gameplay aspect of it, I know a lot of people were complaining about it, but I watched the trailer again just right before this, just to have it fresh in my mind. And
Yeah.
I don't, because a lot of people are like, this must be cinematic. And I'm like, I'm watching it again. I'm like, I don't think this is. And I
See,
think
like
this,
it's not cinematic, but it's not. It is gameplay. Parts of
it's
it
the
are gameplay, but
engine.
it's very much
It's shot. It's
That's
like
not- that's what I was
yeah,
gonna
not
say
how you would
is-
play the game.
Yeah, it's I don't remember. I don't know if it's for everything, but you see those like really small, slightly faded wording where it's
Yeah, it was
all footage is like in game.
It was at the
Yeah.
beginning.
or in engine. Sorry.
Yeah.
In engine stuff. So it is at least representative of what
Yeah.
you will expect to see.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, if they show like this is just like the in-game like engine, like this
Mhm.
is just like a demo of like what it could look like, cool. But saying that it's gameplay, because I know we were all expecting like, oh, probably like a run through of like a mission or like, I mean,
Yeah, when I
was
heard
expecting, like, a
gameplay,
mission.
I thought I was going to see like a mission or maybe like 15 minutes of gameplay, something
Mhm.
like that. But it was
But
just
I wonder if
not.
that's because me just thinking about it more, a lot of times they do gameplay demos. It's on the stage, right? They have to like quote unquote rehearse, like run through like how to play this game, what sequences you can show, and all
Mhm.
that. I wonder if it's just because it was hard to do a stream of that.
I
Maybe.
don't think so.
Oh,
Because with the like, what if technically something goes wrong and you're like far away and it's like, oh shit, I have to like do this, but you're like live on. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like what.
Just
Maybe that's why, or maybe it's
barriers.
because of
I just think like planning out those like on stage gameplay demos aren't as hard as people think because I've had to plan a few.
Mhm.
They're not that difficult, and yeah, like technical issues can happen, but generally, with like I'm going to use God of War as an example
Yeah.
because they talked about it in the
In their
documentary Raising
documentary,
Kratos. Like at that point when they show off the demo on stage, that part of the game is like
set.
created in game.
Yeah.
And it feels like for me in Valhalla, like they're probably not ready to show off their actual gameplay yet.
Right.
And I
yeah.
think they were able to splice together pieces,
Mhm.
but part of it is I think just their wording of technically it's gameplay. We can show it. And I think it was just a very
It's like one of those.
it was
like,
very on the nose type, like it's
Mhm.
gameplay, but it's not. And I think that's just
yeah,
because they don't have anything ready to show us yet.
yeah.
Because I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
Ubisoft announced in May or June or July, Ubisoft is having their own
E3,
event, basically.
Yeah. They're gonna have.
And I bet that's when they'll show it off because they'll be ready by then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell if this was just like because of everything. This is just like scrapped together, and it's this is what we got.
So it says game and console in development, footage representative of expected Xbox Series X gameplay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
I think it's just like the way they shot it too. It's just like they tried to shoot it in a way that looked really good
mhm,
for like a trailer.
yeah.
But
Like I'm looking at this guy's face and I'm not expecting to see that
it looks like it though. That's
in
the thing.
game. Like I'll see that as like a cutscene. I don't see that being.
No,
like,
I
the
expect
gameplay.
that. I
Really?
think that will be the case if you have a 2080.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure.
Like that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say. I'm like, this is possible. You have top of the line specs.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I was like, oh, cool. I need a 2080 for this game. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah, you're right, Luke. Ubisoft's having a they're calling it Ubisoft Forward, and it's going to be in July 12th. So it's like their E3, essentially their E3 showcase,
Okay.
or what they would have had.
Well, that's cool.
It's gonna have Valhalla. It's gonna have Watchdog Legions, maybe Gods and Monsters. All that shit.
all their games, yeah.
All their games.
Sure. Well, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
Spooky.
just cool to look. Yeah, spooky. It was definitely a spooky time for this event. Yeah, thanks for running through that with me. I just kind of wanted to feel you guys out, how you felt about it.
Yeah, there's definitely some really interesting things in there, but
Mhm.
if you're expecting actual gameplay, I wouldn't.
No,
Yeah, it's
It's
a little bit of a letdown.
Keep waiting.
it was just a lot of
Yeah.
announcements. So yeah,
Yeah, which I'm
Yeah.
fine with because definitely Call of the Sea is on my radar. Scorn,
Mhm.
the Medium, those are all on my radar now because of
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
yeah. I think one
Definitely
quick
cool.
thing I saw in your notes, Ian, I think the cool thing that they do now is smart delivery, even though they kind of did that before.
Yeah.
I think that's just a cool thing that they're like, yep, if you buy this on Xbox One X, you can play this on the next one
Mhm.
for
yeah,
free. I
that's
was like,
gonna be
okay,
really
cool.
nice for them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember they kind of did that for PS3 to PS4. Because I got Black Flag on PS3 and then
Right.
ported to PS4. I was like, okay, cool.
Right. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was free. That's the thing. So
Mm.
I don't know, but it probably was. But this is cool. Like they're just doing that for most of these games.
Mhm. Yeah. It's just super nice, super consumer friendly.
Mhm.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a good move.
For sure.
But yeah, I think that's it though.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. We've been yammering on long enough.
Maybe John, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for listening to us. We had a good time. Hope you had one as well. Have a good day. Harrison, hit him with the social.
Oh boy, you can find us on anyway. Yeah, you can find us on Facebook at SuperBoss Podcast. You can also on there you can like message us, just let us know how we're doing. If you have any questions or you have any topics you want us to touch on, you can also tweet us at our Twitter. Same, it should be the same tag, SuperBoss Podcast. Also Instagram if you want, whichever works. And I think that should be it so far
Yeah. I
on how
think
to reach us.
We're cruising.
Yeah.
Talk to us. We're lonely. Talk to us.
Tell me I'm bad. No, just tell us how we're doing. That feedback really helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you want us hear a topic about something, we could just touch on that. Or if you want us to expand on something else, just let us know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here.
We'll see you guys next time.
SuperBoss Podcast signing off.
Bye bye.